And welcome back into Crosstalk here on the airwaves on this morning's edition of the program. We want to take kind of a turn over to the health field a little bit here, and somewhat in the news column as well. Recently, the Sterling Dialysis Center was taken over by a new company. That company is called Davita. And on this morning's edition of the program, we are joined by the regional director, the regional operations director here in the state of Colorado. His name is Ben Cornell. Ben, thank you so much for being a part of the program today.
Very happy to be here.
Tell me a little bit about, I guess, the acquisition of the Sterling Dialysis Center. This has to be something pretty exciting for Davita to be a part of, and also, obviously, for the community of Sterling to have you guys as a part of our community as well.
Well, we're incredibly excited to be in northeastern Colorado. It's something that we've been looking at for years. But I guess what we're most excited about is the team of caregivers at that clinic. Dialysis is one of those industries where patients go to the same clinic 3 days a week, 52 weeks a year. And so having great caregivers really makes the biggest difference. And we also cover quite a large region. And so this small group of caregivers really affect thousands of families and thousands of patients everywhere through the hard work that they put in every day.
Hard work, and obviously having good employees is what has helped Davita be able to become a Fortune 500 company. Tell me a little bit about Davita. Who is Davita, and the overall theme of the company that you were the regional operations director for?
Yeah, Davita is a really interesting and unique company. We actually call it a village, and we say we're a company first and a community first and a company second. And one of the reasons why we built that culture is because it's all around caregiving, giving the best care to your patients, but also giving great care to your fellow teammates or fellow employees. One of the things that we've done recently is relocated our headquarters to Colorado. And so now that this is our permanent home, we're really looking for ways to engage in the community. And some of the things that we've done in the past are working with public schools on how do they build a positive culture. We've also worked with different hospitals on how they can improve their patient care so that patients don't keep rebounding back into the hospital. But overall, I think we're a place that puts people first, and when you do that, great things happen. And that's how we got to be a Fortune 500 company after about a decade of hard work.
Hard work, obviously, very important in the business world. I guess from a business standpoint, what enticed Davita to be relocated here into the state of Colorado?
Well, I'd say there's three main attraction points to Colorado. First, it's an incredibly educated workforce, lots of talent here. Second, I think it was the quality of life for our teammates. We were previously located in Los Angeles, and just the ability to have a good family atmosphere to raise your kids is very challenging there, and it's very expensive. And then I think the third thing was this opportunity to make a differential impact in the community. In Los Angeles, we were one of 500 Fortune 500 companies. Really, everybody has a presence there, and we were just a little peanut. But here in Colorado, we've been able, just in our short time here, headquartered here, we've been able to make a huge impact on the lives of kidney patients, but also far beyond that.
Well, and being able to be a part of a community like the state of Colorado is very important. And for Davita to be working in the industry that you guys work in, dealing with kidney care and dialysis services, this is a hard business to be in. What enticed you to get into, especially the business of Davita in your current position?
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I didn't even know what dialysis was when I first found out about Davita. Really, people don't understand how much end-stage renal disease, how prevalent that is, and it's growing. And basically what end-stage renal disease is when your kidneys fail, they stop cleaning your blood, and you can no longer urinate, you can no longer basically get all of the blood cleaning that you need. And so there's a machine that essentially you take the blood out of your body, you clean the blood, and you put it back in the body. And so as I learned about that process, I was fascinated by the science. But even more so, I was fascinated about how it fundamentally changed people's lives. First, the patient is able to live where 30 years ago they would have died. Second, they are often a grandparent, a brother, a sister, a father, a mother, to other people, and so you're making that dramatic impact on families and communities. And then third is actually the teammates who work at the clinic themselves. They're searching for something fulfilling and meaningful to do with their lives, and so giving them an environment where they can literally save people's lives every day. It's a great group of people to be around. It's a great way to provide fulfillment to all. And ultimately, that's what keeps me going every day when I wake up, is just thinking about that impact on patients and on teammates.
We're visiting with Ben Cornell. He's the Regional Operations Director here in the state of Colorado for Davita, who recently took over the Sterling Dialysis Center. And I guess staying on the business side, you're in a business where people need your help. And it's got to be a difficult challenge to be able to look at what's best for the business end of things, but also what's best for these patients whose lives really depend on you. That has to be somewhat of an emotional toll on everybody that works for Davita.
It can be. I do have to say that I'm lucky because in kidney dialysis, the government about 20 or 30 years ago passed a law that anyone who needs dialysis, by law, the government will pay for. Even if they're not of the age to get Medicare, there's a special provision that that allows Medicare to pay for even people who are 50 or 20 or 30. And so financially, yes, we're always trying to make sure we're stewarding our resources and that we're paying our teammates a fair wage and that we're investing in our infrastructure so that we can continue to provide more service to others. But the great thing about our industry is, everybody, for the most part, is covered. And I really look to the future of healthcare with all of the reforms that people are talking about. I'd say dialysis is a great test case for how that works because we've been living with universal health care for decades.
You oversee 13 clinics here in the state of Colorado, obviously Sterling one of those. Where are the other clinics here in the state?
Yep, so I have a clinic in Scottsbluff, Nebraska, and then I have a clinic in Brighton, Colorado, and then the rest of my clinics are in the Denver metro area. And so we kind of have a corridor going up, and where I see us growing really is in northern and northeastern Colorado. We have 3 different modalities that we offer. One modality of treatment is to go to our centers and you dialyze in that center. Another modality is to do something called peritoneal dialysis where you dialyze at home. And literally they draw fluid out of your stomach cavity and basically clean your blood through a process of somewhat of osmosis. And so that's a really popular option for people in rural communities. And then the third option is home hemodialysis, where you actually have a mini machine in your house. And we're looking at the opportunity to potentially expand that in northern Colorado. So where once, many years ago, you'd need to have a building that would serve everybody, now many patients just choose to dialyze at home. Sterling, our clinic here, Northeastern Colorado Dialysis is the name that the team chose for the clinic. They already offer peritoneal dialysis, so anyone who wants to treat with us can do it in our clinic or at home.
That has to be a little bit of a challenge for you guys as a business, because not only now are you having to handle facilities, but you're having to deal with equipment that is definitely not cheap, going into homes and teaching people how to use that. So you almost feel like a teacher in addition to being able to help these people save their lives. Oh, yeah, and education is a huge part of our business. In fact, my first job out of college, I was an 8th grade teacher. So for me, that's a core strength of mine and a passion of mine, because when in any healthcare field, when patients are well educated, they tend to do much better. They take better care of themselves, and they seek out better quality care. Ben Cornell is the Regional Operations Director for Davita, who recently acquired the dialysis center here in Sterling. You guys are obviously looking to create a village, and having just acquired the center here in Sterling, you have a village that has already established itself, if you will. So how's that transition gone for the Davita team to be able to get this group that has been doing this in this facility for a while and make them a part of your team while still allowing them to have their own identity?
Yeah, well, it's been a humbling process, and I can tell you that the team in Sterling has such a great spirit and great culture that we're really trying to take their best practices and spread that to our clinics throughout the state and throughout the country. What you really have to do when you have a village is listen to people. And every citizen in our communities has a voice, and every citizen in the Davita village has a voice. And this is a great group of nurses, patient care technicians, our AA, social worker, and dietitian, and our facility administrator all have great knowledge and experience and great perspectives that only help all of us get better.
And that is the ultimate goal. We'll talk on another edition of the program with an individual who works for Davita and who has actually been through kidney dialysis herself. But this is, as you go forward, obviously an educational opportunity and a treatment opportunity. And for you guys, like you said, the community and the field of kidney dialysis and medicine in general is just continuing to change, and you guys are trying to keep up and provide the best for your patients.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, Ben, we appreciate your time on Crosstalk, and any more information, they can get it on your website, correct?
Correct. It's www.davita.com, and we're located right across from the Banner Hospital on Holly Street. So anyone who wants to come by and see our facility, check out our cool culture, and meet some amazing teammates and patients, they're welcome to stop by.
All right. Ben Cornell, thank you for being on Crosstalk today.
Thank you.